brand new single on our show, and it has been getting some amazing feedback and a lot of requests, so congratulations for that.
Oh, awesome. That's always really good to hear. Thank you.
So, guys, tell us a little bit about this single. What was it written about, and where did it come from?
I kind of wrote it out of like my personal experiences. I was a little bit silly when I was younger and got into drugs and stuff, which kind of messed me up mentally. And I think it was really just written for a kind of like release for myself, really, like kind of diving back into my old years and writing a bit about my past experience, and kind of like in hope that, you know, maybe someone who hears my past experience and hears the way that I got out of it a lot stronger of a person, maybe can take inspiration from that, or, you know, try to help themselves in a better way too.
Was it difficult to write those lyrics? Like, was it difficult to kind of put your heart right there on the table, or did you actually find it kind of cathartic to sit down and write that?
I think it was pretty hard, to be honest, like, especially because it was so long ago now, to kind of dive back into the past and sort of relive those moments even was like a bit rough. But I don't know, I guess writing about stuff from my past is something I always wanted to dive into. I'd never really had the chance, never been a vocalist in a band before, never had the really chance to write about this stuff, and it's kind of nice and therapeutic just to dive back into this stuff and kind of close that page in my life.
Yeah, and I suppose coming from a point from us too, like when we first saw the lyrics, like when he'd actually first written them, we all sort of thought, wow, who is this person and where did he come from? Like, it was just so dark, and it sort of come out of nowhere, and we're like, oh wow. But in saying that, it turned into a really, really good thing.
Yeah. Sean, I was going to ask, Robbie coming into the band as a vocalist, tell us a little bit about what that was like and why you guys felt that he was the right guy for the job.
Well, it was kind of a thing. We had Dean as our vocalist since the founding of the band, and like he'd always been a pivotal part of it with Dean and that. And then Robbie sort of, when Dean starting to travel and stuff a lot, Robbie was the one who started filling in on gigs, and he was already in really well with all the band, and we're all really good friends. You know, me and him being brothers and stuff as well is another thing. You know, we butt heads and that, but that's another story. But so he started doing more and more shows with us, and that actually led into when it finally came up and Dean brought it up to us and said he was leaving. We sort of went to him and we said, well, who do you think, to Dean? And he went, you've already got your replacement, and it's Robbie. Like, you don't need anybody else. He's already the best man for the job.
Yeah.
So we sort of just went from it from there.
Yeah. Robbie, filling in for those shows, what does that feel like when you're a front man coming in and filling in for a few shows, and then what did it feel like when the guys offered you the job full time?
When they offered me the job, it was definitely a relief, and it was nice to be doing music again. I've always done music. I've been in a few other bands in my life, and I'd been out of it for probably like 6+ years, so to come back to it has been a breath of fresh air. And I guess doing the shows, it's fun. Like, I hadn't been on stage in years, and to get back up there and to be able to do what I love again, it just kind of filled a love in my heart that was missing.
Yeah, definitely. And what was the last 12 months like for you guys? Like, it must have been so frustrating because you guys were on a good run with some EPs coming out, and then all of a sudden you got 12 months where you can't perform live. What has that 12 months been like for you both?
It's been rough.
Yeah, very painful.
It's been really rough. Like, it's sort of made, like, all we wanted to do is just go and play shows and, you know, get out and about a lot more, because we were already starting, like, with the last tour and stuff we did around the East Coast and that. We were already sort of looking at expanding and going a little bit further again on the next one. But then with COVID and the way it hit us, it just sort of shut everything down, and we've sort of everybody sort of lost a bit of mojo about it. But now we're just trying to get the shows where we can and what we can, and get back into the swing of it and get back out there.
Yeah. So how did you spend that time away from doing shows? Were you able to write much, or did you find that it was just a good time to kind of refresh the batteries a little bit?
We definitely did a bit of writing here and there, not a lot, because we had problems with the border being closed. So some of the guys over on the Wodonga side of the border, because we live down on the border, so they're in Victoria, and then me and Sean are on the New South Wales side of the border. So when the border got closed, it actually stopped a lot of us actually being able to write together and actually get stuff done. Because Jaden comes over to my place a lot on New South Wales when he's in Vic, and we do a lot of the writing and stuff here. I've got my own little studio set up and whatnot here, and I've been studying like audio production for the last probably 4 years of my life. And yeah, that kind of brought a weird hole. We got little bits done here and there, but it definitely has slowed things down a lot and was quite frustrating.
I suppose the best thing out of it all is we've got a few projects sitting there now that we didn't have previously, so we've just got to keep sort of tapping away at those and keep working on them and turn them into full-fledged songs as such.
Yeah. Being a country boy myself from Gippsland, what's the music scene been like for you guys up there when things have started to reopen? Because I know in Melbourne it still seems to be a little bit nervous. People aren't sure whether they should organise shows for their band or not in case we get another lockdown. What's it been like for you guys up there, and has the music scene kind of bounced back okay?
It's been pretty much exactly like Melbourne. Like, they're only just starting to do shows and stuff here now. Like a lot of guys that are doing like live stream shows and stuff like that through venues, and a few of the local media and stuff were putting on like live streams and stuff. And but we've just done our first show back with Thornhill last weekend, and like that was massive. Like it was huge, and to see that many people just come out because I hadn't done anything in so long, like everyone was itching for it. But at the same time, you could see the hesitant, like the crowd was still very hesitant.
Yeah.
They weren't sure what they should be doing. Like they forgot. It was almost like they forgot how to be a crowd.
Yeah. I went to a comedy show on the night when they first announced that you didn't have to wear masks in venues anymore, and it was like that. It was almost like people were in shock. They weren't sure what exactly to do. Is that kind of what you guys felt too?
Very much so. Like mosh pit, like you know what a mosh pit's like. Everybody's there swinging, jumping on each other, and like for the start of the night, everyone was really unsure about it. They're like, are we allowed to do this? Can we actually jump on each other and have a good time? By the end of it, by the time Thornhill come out to play, everybody was just into it. It was like a normal show again. But yeah, like the first, you could tell with like when we played and when Bloom played, everyone was hesitant. Like it was kind of bizarre.
So guys, of course, as I said before, our listeners are absolutely loving Psyche. What have you guys got planned next? Are you guys going to release a couple of more singles? Have you got an EP ready to go or an album? What's the next move for you guys?
We've definitely got some stuff in the works. Not much we can say too much about at the moment.
That's all right, yeah.
But we are working on new material, and I think like possibly a new EP in the future sometime is being looked at heavily. Just gotta, now that we can finally start working a bit more harder and stuff at it, we'll try to kick back into the swing of things, work real hard, get back in the studio with our producer and really try to pump out some material for everyone.
Awesome. And tell me to shut up if you're not allowed to answer this question, but is there a chance that you guys might play in Melbourne sometime soon as well?
I would love to, that's for sure.
Awesome.
Anybody looking for a band, let us know.
Definitely, and we've got a few promoters that actually listen to this show. So yeah, if you are a promoter out there and you want these guys to play in Melbourne, get around them. Guys, I think it is time to take another listen to Psyche on our show right now. So is there anything you would like to say to our listeners out there before they take another listen to this amazing track?
Just all your love and support is so welcome, and just thanks for spinning the track, listening to it, and all your kind words about it.
Not a problem. Well, Robbie, Sean, we wish you all the best of luck. Stay safe, and hopefully we do get to see you guys in Melbourne in the not-too-distant future.
That would be awesome.
Can't wait.
Awesome, guys. I'll let you go. Have a great night, and hopefully we do get to see you soon.
Awesome.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Okay,
buddy.
see you guys. Bye.